name is Arthur Sevens and we're broadcasting live from the Montrose studios in Bulawayo. This is the main news. On our sign language desk, we have Susan Masona, and these are your headlines. The South Sudan pays courtesy call on President Emmerson Mnangagwa. In business development partners back Zimbabwe-Zambia joint common agro-industrial park project. And in sports, Rufaro Stadium is set to reopen on February the 11th with the Mayor's Challenge pitting Dynamos against Caps United. These and other stories will follow during the course of the main news bulletin. But first up, Zimbabwe's new ambassador to South Sudan, Mr. Kosa Mupezeni, has paid a courtesy call on President Emmerson Mnangagwa at State House in Harare, where the country's cooperation with South Sudan was high on the agenda.
After his recent appointment to represent Zimbabwe in South Sudan, Ambassador Mupezeni highlighted various possible areas of cooperation between Juba and Harare as he embarks on his tour of duty. He singled out the education and agriculture sectors as key areas of concern, with Juba expected to benefit from Zimbabwe's achievements.
They have needs in education, capacity development. We need to assist them. They also need provisions in agriculture. We need to help them given our prowess in agriculture. In mining, there are things that we can also learn from them. They are an oil country, and we could learn on issues of oil and gas from our South Sudanese friends.
Zimbabwe and Sudan have long-standing cordial ties, which the ambassador will seek to further cement.
His Excellency gave me a very wide mandate, ranging from education, health, security. It's a very broad array, and the array is coming from our relationship with South Sudan. We have a very special relationship. As you know, we worked with them, we cooperated with them as we prosecuted our own armed struggle. They were doing the same. So we have a long history together of working together. So we need to nurture that relationship and to continue to work with them.
Prior to being appointed as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary to South Sudan, Mr. Mupezeni was serving as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Trade's Director for Africa, Asia and the Pacific. Josephine Mugio, ZBC News, Harare.
The Westminster Africa Business Group has expressed readiness to engage Zimbabwe in various sectors for the country to attain its economic objectives.
As Zimbabwe and the United Kingdom seek to rekindle ties, the Westminster Africa Business Group is in the country to find areas of cooperation in different sectors to support Harare's aspirations to attain an upper middle-income society by 2030.
We did introduce favourable trading conditions for African countries. It's at 3 levels at the moment, but I think all that does demonstrate that our government is very, very keen to increase the trade we have with Africa. We do recognise that there are enormous opportunities, but at the same time we recognise the need to help emerging nations and help you achieve the goals which you've set, the very ambitious goals which you've set, but we'd like to see you achieve those goals.
Foreign Affairs and International Trade Minister Ambassador Frederick Shava is upbeat the engagement will unlock opportunities for increased foreign direct investment into the country.
I want to take this opportunity, therefore, to welcome your delegation and to say that Zimbabwe is really happy, and we remain committed to resuscitating technical, economic cooperation with the United Kingdom.
The government has put in place policy and legislative frameworks to safeguard investor interests while guaranteeing protection of investment, particularly in the reconstruction of the Zimbabwe Investment Development Agency, ZIDA, into a one-stop shop which plays an integral role in the investment drive. Olin Ndori, ZBC News, Harare.
Over 4 billion United States dollars has been allotted to the productive sector since 2020, with companies channeling the bulk of the funds towards raw materials and investment in new machinery.
The introduction of the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe RBZ foreign exchange auction in 2020 has seen companies getting critical funds for retooling. Latest statistics show that while over 4 billion United States dollars has been allocated to the productive sector, the manufacturing industry is the biggest beneficiary. The trend is evidenced by the appetite for expansion, commissioning of new machinery and industrial plants, including raw materials and machinery imports. Zimbabwean National Chamber of Commerce ZNCC President Mr. Mike Kamungeremu gave an insight into the huge demand for foreign exchange auction funds by the manufacturing sector.
The manufacturing sector is importing raw materials for production, and also the